Hello my lovelies, how are you this morning? I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today is the first day of my 30-day keychain challenge and I will be making a small elephant. I hope you will be joining in. I will be using a 4-ply grey yarn. This one is family knit in the color iron. A small amount of stuffing, 4 pins, scissors, a darning needle, 6mm safety eyes, but you can embroider the eyes if you are going to give it to a small child, a 2mm crochet hook, and a scrap piece of yarn for a stitch marker. Let's get started with the trunk. First you start with a magic ring. Just wrap the yarn around your fingers, go under the first loop, over the second one, and there we go, we have a magic loop. So the first row is 6 single crochets into the magic loop, 1, 4, 6. Okay, then you pull the magic ring tight. And for the second row, just that first single crochet is sometimes difficult to find, but it's okay. You make 2 single crochet stitches in the next 2 stitches and an increase in the third. And then 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches and then an increase. This will give you a total of 8 single crochets, and this is where I typically mark. Okay. And a tip for working away the tail so that the magic ring doesn't come loose: just pull up a loop of your working yarn, go into your stitch, pull up the loop with the tail and just make a little knot. You will be working over this so you won't see the little knots and the tail is not going to come loose. Okay. It won't come loose in this washing, nothing. And now for round 3, work into the back loops of each stitch. So that would be 8 single crochet stitches in the back loops only for round 3. And mark your last stitch. For rows 4 to 8, it's just 8 single crochets all around, so it will be 5 rows of just single crochet stitches. For row 9 of the trunk, you will repeat the sequence 1 single crochet, increase 4 times for a total of 12 stitches at the end of the row. One, increase, and 1, increase. Okay. For row 10, you will just single crochet in each stitch around for a total of 12 single crochet stitches. For row 11, you will fold the trunk in half and crochet 6 single crochet stitches through both sides. There's no need to stuff the trunk. Fasten off. Don't need to leave a long tail because it will be worked into the face, not sewn. Okay. Let's get started on the ears. The ears is worked in. Let's get started on the ears. The ears are worked in 2 parts, and I will show you how to do that. Okay, so the first part is the bigger part of the ear, and you start with 6 single crochets into a magic ring. And pull the ring tight. Row 2 is 2 single crochets in each stitch, so that's 6 increases all the way around for a total of 12 stitches. Okay, so now we have 12 single crochet stitches. Again, going to work away the tail. Okay, so for row 3 it's going to be single crochet, increase, and you will repeat this sequence 6 times. Single crochet, increase. For the 4th row it's going to be only 18 single crochets all the way around. Okay, so now that you have 18 single crochet stitches, cut the yarn and set this piece aside for later. Pardon the cat, she's been a bit crazy today. Two, 4, 5 and 6. This is part 2 of the ear, which is the smaller part. Okay, so it's 6 single crochets into a magic ring and then 6 increases for the 2nd row. I'm just going to hide away the tail. Okay, then row 3 is 12 single crochets in each stitch all the way around. Row 4 of the small part, or the second part, is going to be the joining row. So just crochet 6 single crochet stitches, and 6. Pick up the first piece, go into that loop you left, and crochet into the next single crochet stitch. So you'll have 3 loops on your hook and then 1. Now I like to secure it by just making a little knot. So I've already made 1 single crochet of this part, so I have to do 17 more single crochets for the math to work out. So it's a total of 18 single crochet stitches all around the bigger piece. Take note of where you place your last single crochet stitch on the bigger piece. If you have to, go back and count the stitches, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. Because if you put it into these stitches here, you'll be adding an extra stitch because this stitch is already there. And if you pull the ear a little bit, you will see, oh, there's a stitch coming out there, so just skip over it and make 6 single crochets on the smaller part for a total of 30 stitches. Now for the 5th row of the ear, it's just going to be 30 single crochet stitches all the way around. Now for row 6, you will make 3 single crochets and a decrease. I like to do the invisible decrease. That's almost a default for me at this point. It's just work into the 2 front loops of the stitch instead of the whole stitch. 2 and 3 again, front loop, there we go. Repeat this sequence a total of 6 times to have 24 single crochet stitches or 24 stitches at the end of the row. Row 7 is just 24 single crochet stitches all the way around. Row 8 is a sequence of 2 single crochet stitches and a decrease. And you will repeat this sequence all the way around to have a total of 18 stitches. For row 9 is just a sequence of 1 single crochet, decrease all the way around. So you will repeat this sequence a total of 6 times to have a total of 12 stitches. Slip stitch at the end of row 9 and fasten off. Leave a long enough tail to sew the ears to the head. Okay, let's get started on the head. This is the cutest part in my opinion. 6 single crochets into a magic ring. And 6. It's 12 increases for the second row. Okay, now we have 12 stitches. I'm going to quickly secure the tail. Okay, for row 3 it's going to be a sequence of 1 single crochet increase to have a total of 18 stitches. For row 4 you will work 2 single crochet stitches, 1 increase. 1, 2, increase, and you will repeat this sequence 6 times total to have a total of 24 single crochet stitches. For row 5 you will repeat the sequence of 3 single crochet stitches, increase for a total of 6 times to have a total of 30 stitches at the end of the row. 3, increase. Row 6 is just 30 single crochet stitches all the way around. For row 7 keep the trunk handy because this is where we'll be adding it. So it is 12 single crochets, and 12, and then you pick up your trunk into the first loop, the first single stitch, then into the next stitch, and just attach it with 6 single crochets. And 6, and 12 single crochet stitches to finish the row. Again, row 8 is just 30 single crochet stitches all the way around. Row 9 is where the shaping happens, so it's going to be a sequence of 6 single crochets, and 6 3 decrease stitches, and 3, and another sequence of 6 single crochet stitches and 3 decreases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 3 decreases, 1, 2 and 3, and finish off with 6 single crochet stitches. For row 10 it is going to be 24 single crochet stitches all the way around. For row 11 it's going to be a sequence of 2 single crochets and 1 decrease, repeated 6 times. So it's 2 single crochet stitches, decrease, all the way around to give you 18 stitches in total. Row 12 is going to be 18 stitches all the way around. That's 18 single crochet stitches all the way around. At the end of row 12 you stop and insert the safety eyes between rows 7 and 8, just above the trunk, a few stitches apart. You can also start stuffing the head now. There's only 2 more rows left to crochet. If the posts of the safety eyes are in the way of the stuffing, just reposition them and you're good to go. For row 13 it's going to be a sequence of 1 single crochet, decrease, all the way around. At this point you should have 12 stitches left. Add a bit more stuffing. To make sure that the keychain is nice and firm. And for the last row it's going to be 6 decreases all the way around. 1, 2. Slip stitch into the next stitch to close, chain and pull up a loop, and cut a short enough tail just to close up the gap on the top of the head. At this point, if you want, you can add just a little bit more stuffing to make sure that the head is stuffed well. Here's a little tip for stuffing, especially at the end of the project, is to use the end of your scissors or a pencil. That works really well. And I like to add the stuffing at the end of the project because then it doesn't force the stitches open as much as it would have if you were adding the stuffing early on, because then you have to crochet around all the stuffing and it gets in between the stitches and all around. It's not a neat look. So just take your darning needle and sew up the gap and pull it tight. And just make a little knot and pull it tight. And weave away the tail. Okay, we're almost done. Let's get the ears together and the pins. Just be careful not to prick yourself with the pins. I've done that a few times. Okay, so all that's left to do is sew the ears. And it's just a simple stitch. Go in to the face, and then through the ear and the face, all the way around the ear. So that way the ear is nice and anchored, not just stitched on through one row, but all the way around the ear. Can remove the pins and work all the way back. Okay, repeat that step for the other ear, and I'll see you now for the cheeks. Now that the ears are sewn on, I'm just going to knot the 3 yarn tails, that's of both ears and the head, together. The tension between them will keep them all together, so you can safely snip the tips and hide that little knot. So go through with a needle through another stitch and see if I can find it, and I can't, so it won't come loose. Here's your little elephant. This is optional. I like to use the retractable crayons. The kids always have extras of them. And just color in little cheeks. And you can layer the colors. The harder you press, the more pigment it will give off. And another reason I like them is they are made for kids, so they are non-toxic. Just a little bit of color in the ears. I'm still waiting for my keychains to arrive, so I will add them on a later date. And there we have it, our little elephant is done. Have a lovely day, my lovelies. See you again tomorrow.